Good morning, what the fuck is that, fans? This is the Lightseeker. And after 10 hours of sleep last night, I'm either really sharp or really dull, but we're going to give this a shot. I was going to bring you a little segment on U.S. serial killers, and I was doing some research, and then I found a whole list of serial killers, or of serial killings, I should say, that have never been solved. And on this list, there's probably 20 different names of places that this has occurred, and the dates they happened, and the number of victims. And me being me, rather than tell you some history about some of the ones that you know about and have heard of, I thought I might give you some history on some that maybe you've never heard of, because there's a lot on this list that I've never heard of. So we're going to give it a shot. And these are in no particular order. They've got them listed by date, sort of, but not really. So I'm going to have to just play around a little bit, let you go from that. There's one of these I know you've probably heard of. Everybody has. It's one that we've worked on the show, me and the Dark Druid together, is the Zodiac killings from 1968 to 1974. As with 5 confirmed victims and as many as 37, the killings have never been solved. They occurred in California. There were ciphers and codes involved, and different things, and letters to newspapers. It was a big thing. It still is, and there are many websites devoted to that alone. But then later on, I found other things that I didn't know about, like from 2003 until 2009, there were 11 confirmed victims, and possibly more than that. The remains of 11 women who disappeared between 2003 and 2005 were found in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and were attributed to a bone collector. No one has ever been caught or convicted of this crime. And here's one for you from 1990 to 2000, as many as 40 victims plus, called the smiley face murder theory. Theoretical serial killers, thought by some sources to have drowned college-aged young men across the northern part of the country since 1997. Some people think these are accidents, but there are similarities in the cases, so it's possible that they're out there. There was a killer called the Servant Girl Annihilator from 1984 to 85 with 8 victims. He was also known as the Austin Axe Murderer, responsible for at least 7 murders in Austin, Texas. Again, no one caught, no one convicted. The Long Island Serial Killer from 1996 to 2010, which is not that long ago, folks, with 10 confirmed victims and as many as 17 suspected. He killed men, women, and 1 child and left their bodies along remote beaches in Suffolk and Nassau County, New York. Again, no one caught, no conviction. The Grim Sleeper between 1985 to 2007. Known as the Grim Sleeper because of the 14-year break that he took from murdering between 88 and 2002. Shot and strangled his victims, mostly women, around Los Angeles, California. 1 man had been charged with DNA evidence linked with 10 murders, but that was the only thing that got him. And then I want to give you one more. Let's see here. Who do I want to give you? Who do we want? There's a whole list. Okay, here's one. An oldie but a goodie. 1934. Maybe 13 murders, as many as 40 plus. The Cleveland Torso Murderer, also known as the Mad Butcher of Kingsbury Run. This was in the Cleveland, Ohio area in the 1930s, and this case was investigated by none other than Elliot Ness. This case tortured Ness. Ness never did catch this man. Elliot Ness at one time was, he was a top G-man. He was the #1 guy for the FBI. And when he took the job in Cleveland, and when these killings started, the killer actually sent him correspondence long after he retired, taunting him with clues. Ness never closed the case. The Dark Druid and I, much like Elliot Ness, except for the fact that it's not 1940 and we don't work for the government, maybe, we don't give up on things either. So if we get our teeth into something, we're going to stay with it. But this is a partial list of some of the active serial killers in the U.S. who were never caught. No one was ever charged. They're out there, folks. People just like them. It is said that there are as many as 20 roaming the country at any one moment, doing their thing. So you never know. Just be careful out there. This is the Lightseeker signing off.